Your wish is granted.
Welcome to Demasked. My name is Fresman. Today I'm joined by Tactical Bacon Productions. Bacon, how you doing today?
Well, as I said off the air, it's been a bit of a crazy couple of days, but I'm making it through. If that,
Holding on.
yeah. Oh, it's one of those things. It's you can't help how life is just kind of nuts sometimes.
Yeah, don't I know it? I've been curious ever since I discovered your channel. I want to say about 6 months ago. I've been curious, where does the name Tactical Bacon come from?
Oh, that's a funny story. Okay, so first of all, when I made the channel name, I wasn't aware of this fact, but Tactical Bacon is an actual product you can buy. It's bacon in a can. That's not where it comes from necessarily. Sort of. It's complicated. So, do you know Ross Scott of Accursed Farms?
Yes, big fan actually.
Yes, one of my favorite YouTubers. One of two people I will always go out of my way to watch anytime he uploads. It was during his Halloween sampler. I want to say back in 2019. He played a DayZ game, like an iOS DayZ game, which was like kind of top down, and he picked up an item in the game called Tactical Bacon and just says in his very Ross way, Tactical Bacon. And then something clicked in that moment. I'm just like, that. And the thing is, I have an old channel of mine that I abandoned back in late 2020. And the whole idea was, for a while, I wanted to try and make a channel where I wanted to make videos completely unlike the videos I was making on my old channel. And so I kind of thought, okay, that's where the kind of impetus for the name came from. And I added productions at the end because TB, as far as I'm aware, is Total Biscuit. Like, nobody should take that abbreviation. So, and that kind of just became Tactical Bacon Productions. And yeah, so that's that.
Well, I want you to know that, like, even from the first time seeing the name of your channel, it conjured this really just horrifying image in my head. Like, the what's it called? Like the tack vests that people have.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like multiple magazines. I just imagine one of those, like one of the pouches is just really greasy.
Does anybody have any pocket bacon? Ran out of mine.
Reloading crunch.
Sorry, do you watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged at all? That was a Dragon Ball Z Abridged reference.
Oh yes. I don't think I ever finished it though. I made it to the Cell Saga.
Yeah, that was when Goku was having a heart attack, though it was obviously a virus in the show in the main show, but he was having a heart attack, and it was just like from too much bacon. And at one point during the fight with Android, was it 19 or whatever it was? He was just like, "Hey, anybody got any bacon? I ran out of my pocket bacon on the way here." And that's when he starts having a heart attack.
I don't, for party people at home who may not be familiar with your channel, from what I've seen, you're a huge fan of Twisted Metal.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, it's one of those things where it kind of peaks and wanes as time goes on. I'm ADHD, so, like, I can't focus on one thing for too long. But, like, that's one thing that I come back to.
Do you do that? So I've got it as well. Do you do that thing where you hyperfixate on a specific, like game series, but then you kind of switch it out for another game series, and then it kind of wraps back around after a while?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm currently on my my third time having a rotation of Devil May Cry and Metal Gear.
Yeah, I need to get around to Devil May Cry. I've bought like the pretty much the entire series on both PS4 and PC.
Nice. I recommend them. The only one that's like bad or considered bad is like number 2.
Oh, don't I know?
But I actually do have a question regarding your most recent video. Does Thanos, not Thanos, Kratos deserve redemption?
Oh boy. Yeah, what's up?
So there's a question, or not a question. There's a theory that I've wanted to make since God of War 2018 came out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something that I've come to call the Kratos problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no matter how much an evil or a technically evil character does, how much good they do later on, I cannot forget the sins of the past, and Kratos is like the perfect distillation of that.
Yep.
Like for how nice he is to Atreus in his, stoic, harsh way, or how much he's trying to help. It's like, I'm sure, but I can still see in my head you wiping out an entire village in the name of Ares.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Now,
sorry.
I was to say, do you think that detracts from Kratos potentially receiving redemption?
Well, I think I said this in the video where, like, one's own idea of what it means to be redeemed and if you deserve redemption will change from person to person. So there's no definitive answer. I do think that, in the amount of things he's done too much to where you can't take a lot of that back. It's kind of like, finding out your best friend used to be a Nazi, right? It's like, it's one of those things where some things can't really be taken back. But obviously, like, does he deserve to forgive himself? Well, if you believe that you want to change, then and you take the steps to change, then you deserve to forgive yourself, but that doesn't mean that anyone else should.
So the term the Kratos problem I've been sort of using for characters outside of like God of War.
Mm-hmm.
Like have you played The Last of Us Part 2?
Of course.
So Abby.
Yep.
The entire time that story is occurring where it's like, you should feel bad for Abby. Look at everything she lost. And I go, sure, but fuck you. No. No, I don't forgive.
Yeah, that's kind of the central risk they ran with making that game, and why it was never not going to be a very divisive game, was because perspective is a very big thing in that game, where it's like, from Abby's perspective, Joel is the monster, but from Ellie's perspective, Abby's the monster. And, who is right, who is wrong, who is good, who is evil, is all dependent on where we stand. The problem with that is, we have experienced Joel's story and we know him, so even if the intention was good in showcasing how he could be the villain of someone else's story, it's still a risk that people might just not want to buy into the idea that Joel is truly deserving of what he got. And, because objectively speaking, or objectivity and, one's own perception of how they feel about a character are two entirely separate things. Like, yeah, sure, objectively, Joel may have deserved what came to him, but subjectively speaking, yeah, I don't like it. But, I actually recently replayed that game, and, I still think I like the story. I was less sympathetic with Abby on a second playthrough, but I still, like, by the end, I was just, it's sad because I don't, like, you have these two incredibly broken people duking it out because they feel like they need to, and I'm just like, I just want everyone to stop fighting.
Well, even then, like, and I mean, we're way past it, but hey, spoilers for this Last of Us Part 2. But the fact that, like, the whole, how do I word it? In my heart of hearts, Ellie got away scot-free.
Mm-hmm.
Like pre, like, the final level.
Mm-hmm.
Got away scot-free. Sure, you received a little bit of a beating, but you got a nice house in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You have a kid. You have a wife. Fucking stay there. Just don't you can literally win by doing nothing, but no, vengeance.
Yeah, I think that's just where the PTSD comes from, where if you're mentally ill, you're not thinking straight. Mm-hmm. And it's like, as it's kind of like the CinemaSins thing, where it's like, yeah, we would like these characters to all do the exact correct thing, but nobody makes the correct decision all the time.
Also, I feel like that game suffers from, like, you see a character and you know they're about to die, just from what they're saying. Like, hey, I'm just here to help. I'm like, no.
Not as bad as the TV show, where Jesse, after he shows up and finds out that Dina's pregnant, he's just like, and now I have to live to raise that child. It's just like, buddy, you don't have to lampshade this. Sorry, I hated the second season.
I haven't watched it, and I'm good. Thank you.
Well, it's one of the rare instances where people who love The Last of Us 2 and people who hate The Last of Us 2 all agree it was terrible.
That's a bummer. That's a real bummer. But so in regards to your channel, I want to know what draws you. So, like, the majority of your content, at least recently, has been Twisted Metal centric.
Mm-hmm.
What draws you to Twisted Metal? Is it a specific character? Is it the gameplay? Is it the wishes?
You know, that's a good question, because when I first got into Twisted Metal back in, I played it back when I was a kid, but it was too hard for me, so it never really clicked. But then, just during the pandemic, at the height of the pandemic, at the end of 2020, I just randomly bought it when I was drunk, and then just decided to play through it. And something about it clicked. And the thing that kind of always drew me to Black in particular is just the mood of the game, because I just love that really dirty, grimy, just disturbing aesthetic and presentation the game really had. It was just so compellingly weird, and I don't know, something about it. And then what really boosted me from being just a casual fan to actually like wanting to discuss it more in depth on the YouTubes is was the secret ending or secret messages with Minion in Twisted Metal Black, because that made me think, oh, this has a lot more depth than I thought, and it goes this whole thing just goes really hard. And so it was kind of like, on a surface level, I really enjoyed Twisted Metal Black's gameplay. On a lower level, I really enjoyed the presentation and just the characters and the stories. And then on the lowest level, I really enjoyed just how meta the game was when you really dug into it. And as far as the rest of the series, it was just kind of like it was kind of like going from game to game after that, where it's just like, oh well, now I want to play the rest of the games. Is I bought Twisted Metal 2 and 3 back when I was a teenager, just as like a Craigslist deal, back when I was collecting retro games, and I never really played them all that much at the time. And then I decided, you know, now I'm going to play the other games, and I'm like, oh yeah, Twisted Metal 2, this is hype as fuck. Twisted Metal 3, let's not talk about that one. And then it was just kind of a gradually experiencing the rest of the game, and then, or rest of the series, and then from there I just kind of found myself being compelled by, obviously, the gameplay at a top level, but then even when you didn't have like the bottom level of the metatextual elements that Twisted Metal Black had, you still had a lot of really fun and interesting characters and cutscenes and presentation and stuff. So I guess that, yeah, I would say it's kind of a combination of everything, but obviously Twisted Metal Black was really the jumping off point, and still the cream of the crop as far as I'm concerned.
So I actually recently rewatched your ranking of every Twisted Metal ending.
Oof.
And I cannot get over Calypso's voice from Twisted Metal 3.
Yeah. Mel McMurrin he's great.
You want to hang with your homies.
Oh, God.
Now, I've got a question for you. I've actually been very curious about this, especially after seeing like the Twisted Metal TV show, and I want to know if you were to enter Twisted Metal, A, what would be your car, and B, what would be your wish?
You see, the problem with that is like, are we talking reality or fiction? Because like, I would love to just, I would love to drive a monster truck, but like, that's not happening in real life. I'd probably just, if it were real life, I'd probably just drive my Toyota Corolla. But like, ideally, I would love to drive a monster truck.
Okay. And say you're the winner. You're standing before Calypso and his poorly animated eyebrows. What are you wishing for?
Oof. That's the thing is like, as an outside observer, I know that he would twist whatever I have to say, but like if it was me, like just as I was just in the game without any knowledge that he was going to twist it, I guess, and this will probably give you a bit of an insight into me, the one thing that I always strive for in my life, that I will always strive for more than anything, is stability, especially financial stability. Because, well, let's just say I grew up financially challenged.
Same here. Same ballpark, yeah.
And the one thing I never want to be is broke, so I would probably just say, I would probably wish for a fixed amount of legal money, or, that's me knowing that he's going to twist it, just a fixed amount of money in my bank account every single month for the rest of my life. And then, I don't know, he'd probably twist it to where it's like illegal or something, or I'd be outed for like fraud or something because I'm getting all this money without any like specific employment or anything. So I'd probably end up going to jail as a result. But like, that would probably be my wish, just knowing or not knowing that he'd be twisting it.
I have this image in my head, like you have like a legal notepad, and you're just like, all right, I want 30,000 each month, tax free and audit free. Like the IRS can't check. Like you're just reading off this list. Like I'm exempt from all of these right here.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw like a YouTube short about that a while back, but I probably wouldn't be able to find it if I remembered.
How to get money off of Calypso?
No, how to get a genie to grant your wish without them twisting it. There's some YouTube short I watched like 2 years ago, but it's like, I don't know, off in the catacombs of YouTube now that I could never find it.
I'd like to drive just the most like piece of crap car in the Twisted Metal tournament. It's like, hey, look, he's got a Ford Pinto. If you bump the back fender too hard, it'll explode.
Driving in your Pinto, do you see homies as you pass?
It's hard to see with all the blood on my windshield.
that reminds me, actually, because I just quoted "Pretty Fly for a White Guy." I've often thought about this, and I kind of want to eventually get a 3D animator on board, if I'm ever able to afford it, to get a 3D animator on board to make a version of the Twisted Metal 3 ending, but to where I could have like custom vehicles drive in and make their wish. And I could do a decent Mel McMurrin impression, but it'd be great to get Mel McMurrin in on it and just get like other characters from other like shows, movies, video games, or even real life to make wishes and have Calypso twist them. And the one when I mentioned Pretty Fly for a White Guy, that reminded me. It's like, Dexter Holland, you wish to be pretty fly? Your wish is granted. That's right, you're pretty fly for a white guy. It's bad, but I just that idea appeals to me, but that's like off into the future at some time.
I I want just one, like, more recent character, or like even in the TV show, I'll take it. Of just like, can I just get like 20K cash, and that's it. I'll just leave. Like, no other fantastical thing. Just give me the money. I have no vendetta.
Or if you're like the Dave and Mike in the Lost ending, where you just wish for babes, and Calypso's just like, done.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, fine. Cool. Party on.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite version of Calypso?
I don't know. I feel like they all have their qualities. I think, ironically, I think Black is probably one of the lesser ones because he doesn't speak.
Do you think he still sounds like Twisted Metal 3?
That would be hilarious, but I'd imagine that would break the tone. I think probably two or three, honestly. Like, 3, as bad as the endings are, I just love the way that Calypso chews the scenery.
I do like the ending to 4 where Calypso, if you win as Calypso, him and Sweet Tooth fight forever.
Yeah. And all the wrestling fans chant. Sorry.
Fight forever.
Huh.
Do you have a favorite character from the games?
I mean, Sweet Tooth by default, I think, because he's just he's everything to this series.
Now, if we took Sweet Tooth from the selection, from the selected character, and Dark Tooth as well, or who would you pick if you had to?
Probably Minion. I mean, I think
Really?
the whole demon thing is pretty cool.
Which version? Black's version of Minion?
Probably 2, in all honesty. 2/3, because it's the same character. I think he's the same character in 1 as well, but you don't really see him in 1.
Gotcha. I have this weird, deep love for really dumb characters.
Mm-hmm.
So like Quattro.
Mm-hmm.
So you finished, well, as per your review, you finished season 2, yeah?
Oh, of course, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I flew out of my chair when I heard Quattro.
Nice.
Well, like, sitting in the car, I'm like, oh, it's a weird AI, and he's like, Q is in Quattro. I'm like, that's my boy.
Yeah, I was like diligently taking notes on who was driving what, because in some cases it wasn't clear, and I still got one wrong. Like, in my review, I referred to as Raven driving Spectre because it looked like Spectre. It's like someone was like, no, that's was it not Brimstone? Shadow. That's the one. And I'm just like, well, fuck.
I can't believe they did Axel as well as they did.
Yeah, like, he's the standout of the entire TV show, even more than Sweet Tooth, in my opinion. Like just everything about that character, just they nailed.
Axel's my favorite from, I want to say Black, and I think, was it 2 or 3? But I love how weird that silhouette is of just a torso with wheels.
Yeah, he's kind of on my short list for favorites. I'd say behind Sweet Tooth and Minion, it would probably be him.
Who's your favorite out of the show?
I'd say Axel. Although Vermin makes a very good play for herself. She's a fucking treat.
So me and my partner were watching that, and I didn't like Vermin at first. Just that first scene,
Yeah, I was the same.
And I think, like, right up until just before the whole prom thing hit, I'm like, it kind of won me over. And then the minute the prom scene hit, we're both like, oh, that's a fucking champion.
Yep. I was so disappointed knowing. By that point, I was so disappointed knowing that she was going to die shortly because, oh, I mean, she was put into the show as fodder because you can't kill off the main character, so you have to have some fodder. So it's like, man, I'm gonna miss her, and I'm gonna miss her in season 3 if that ever happens.
How much you want to bet? It's my standing bet with myself that somebody's wish at the end of all this is going to be, I wish everybody came back.
I kind of had a theory that certain characters were going to be brought back as like zombies, kind of similar to how they did it in Mortal Kombat 9/10, where like now you're brought back, but now you're my minions.
I mean, with actual minion, I mean that's a possibility.
Oh yeah,
that's
true.
Up there.
Yeah. I forever hate DreamWorks for ruining the word minion.
Oh no, I didn't make that connection.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't unsee it now.
Yeah, well, there have been jokes made in my comment section where it's just like, haha, minion, that's the banana people, and I'm like, I will slit your goddamn throat.
You wish to steal the moon?
Oh God. Let's move on.
No, this is going to be the next half hour. No. No, honorable mention, Mr. Grimm.
Yep, he was up there.
So, I like Mr. Grimm, but very specifically his Twisted Metal Black appearance.
Yep, I could see that.
I did like the live action version. I like how he was done. I wish the helmet was slightly different, but that's just a personal taste thing. It's not even like, oh, the show sucks because it didn't do the thing I like.
Well, there are some things some things that need to be changed, and some things that were changed obviously due to budgetary reasons. Like some people are probably disappointed he's not, Mr. Skullface or something.
Wearing the skull of his best friend.
Yeah, that too.
But I also like the weirdness that like only he and like Calypso couldn't see the soul sucking thing.
Yeah, I kind of
everybody else.
I kind of speculate whether or not it's actually like, if that's actually like a thing that's happening, or if it's just the dude's completely insane, but Calypso's able to manipulate his mind to kind of play along with his insanity.
I don't know. I think there's some part of me likes to think there's some legitimacy to it.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just, since not everybody else is as nuts as he is, they can't see it.
Yeah.
Like the Herald situation.
Yeah. I mean that entire scene was just aces. Like the Mr. Grimm / Sweet Tooth / Mike / Stu interrogation.
Yeah.
Like let's measure your mouth on Dave's ass, or I'm just gonna stab Stu for not for not letting Calypso know that Dave was a cannibal.
I just like how Calypso, the one person who probably has literal eyes in every square inch of that school, is like, I don't know, I didn't see anything.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
What a putz. Now, I've been curious on your thoughts on Head On. Twisted Metal Head On.
Twisted Metal Head On is the game of all time. Like it's the most it exists game in the entire series. I neither love it nor hate it.
That's fair. I'm just not certain how I feel about that depiction of Sweet Tooth. Something about it just doesn't. I think it's because of the comics I've read growing up that like the art style doesn't grab me the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Something about it. Just you ever participate in Free Comic Book Day?
Um, well, it's funny because I was in a comic book shop this past free comic book day, but I didn't know how it worked, so I didn't, like, I was present, but I didn't participate.
I used to go to this when I was a kid. There was this corner store that did free comic book day. They would get like a shipment of all the new stuff coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a table set out of all the free stuff.
Mm.
And the rule was like, look, you don't just grab one. You can grab one of each. Like, just go for it. Like, leave with a fistful of comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to get back into it. I'm falling behind. I'm falling behind on comics in general.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't really have much time to read these days. Like, I bought the first omnibus of Invincible when I was at that shop, and yeah, it's just been kind of sitting there collecting dust since. And I've also been wanting to it's not a comic book series necessarily, but I want to get back into and reread the Bone series, because I want to eventually make a video on that, because I loved that series and then I kind of hated it by the end.
Bone is one of those few, like, I know some people have it with like book series or even movies where like you see it once and then you lose track of it and you can never find it again.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that was Bone. It's like, oh, it's in my high school library, but it's only one issue, and now it's gone because somebody stole it. I don't. Is it good? Do you recommend it?
I would say for the first 5 or 6 issues, it's really good. And then, from what I understand, the issues 7 through 9, I think, were written during a time in the 90s when the comic book industry was collapsing. And so the author, or whatever his name was, I believe he was scrambling to try and keep his business afloat while he was writing those issues. And you can kind of tell that they were rushed and didn't. I mean, some people probably like them. I have a lot of issues with them personally, because it's like certain things that were set up in earlier books that are just dropped unceremoniously, certain things that are resolved in the worst way possible, some weird plotting. Like, without wishing to spoil, there's a character who dies at one point, and then another character's just like, hey, can you go talk to him? He's like, he's right here, he's dead. And I'm just like, what?
Almost like they forgot.
Yeah. Like,
Huh.
yeah, so, like I said, I'm sure there are people out there who are probably big fans of, like, the last, and they have good aspects, but, yeah, and like, it just felt like it kind of fell apart in the last 3 books, and that's really unfortunate, because up to that point, it's really, really good. Like, I think if you read book 6 and then read book 7 or issue 6 and then read issue 7 after that, you probably understand what I mean by setting things up and paying them off in the worst way, or not paying them off at all.
Gotcha.
But anyways.
And I also had a question regarding your Assassin's Creed retrospective.
Ooh, goody gumdrops.
Well, what's the word for it? I'm still like, and this is like huge quotation marks, still a fan of the series, but I feel it has absolutely lost its way. But like, I think my issue is that it lost a certain focal point to it, and then that's what kind of started the spiral. And have you seen that video where somebody explains that the trailer for Odyssey breaks canon?
No, I haven't. What's that? Or how's that?
So you know how the general rule set forth by literally the first game is that the Animus is reading the genetic memories of your ancestors when you were plugged into it.
Yep, similar to how animals are able to instinctually know what to do.
Exactly. But during one of the like presentation commercials for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it's like, well, since the Animus is a simulation, and the guy making the video is like, it's not a simulation, it's reading the events of what occurred with this person's ancestors.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
a shot for shot recreation in a digital format. Like, that's why if you stray too far from what actually happened, you're desynchronized. Like, that's game one shit.
or if during a mission you just decide to take off.
Yeah.
It's just but in my heart of hearts, I think losing Desmond in 3 is what caused that sort of downfall.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it had that focal point of the future, and you can kind of see where his family lineage stemmed from. But then you get to like something like Assassin's Creed Unity, where the game literally starts with, instead of like, hey, we're plugging you into this machine, it's, hey, I sent you the file. Can you look it over?
Oh, good. Yeah, well, that's the thing is, love Desmond or hate him, and to be clear, he was a boring as hell character, but he was still the focal point and the focus that the entire series based itself around, and the solution was not to kill him off, it was to make him a better character. And I still maintain that I think if they wanted to do like a finale type game, like what Assassin's Creed 3 felt like it was trying to do, I think they should have just axed the entire Animus thing and had the whole thing be Desmond in the modern day, because it felt like there wasn't enough focus on Desmond in the modern day, despite that kind of being the main story, while Connor's story was comparatively inconsequential. It's like, what was the purpose of Connor's story? Okay, finding where this pendant was. That was 12 hours of my life.
And apparently like a fucking week for Desmond and his friends.
Yeah.
Well, like, what killed me, even when it got to, like, I can understand his attitude in the first and second game, but when it hits, like, Brotherhood, Revelations, and, like, Revelations kind of fixes it, but when it hits 3, where he's still like, I don't get why I'm doing this bullshit. I'm like, but do you not see the temple you're standing in right now? You have ghosts from millions of years ago talking to you, and you're not taking any of that information in.
Yeah. I mean, still, the most insulting thing to me was how they killed off. Was it Minerva, or what was the other one's name?
Juno?
Yeah, Juno. How they killed off Juno, like, in a spin-off comic, and I'm just like, and I'm not a fan anymore.
Right! Oh my god, you're right. I so forgot about that.
Yeah, that's the moment where I kind of realized I kind of hate Ubisoft and their handling of this series. It's just like, that was the main focus for the first 5 games, and they just ended it like that.
The only, like, weird little interesting tidbit that I remember from sort of outside the realm of the games is incidentally finding out who Arno Dorian's descendant is. What's his name? Ian from the Assassin's Creed movie. Where like Arno shows up in his room and tries to kill him.
Well, okay then.
But I'm glad that the movie isn't like, it's a big deal that you're part of this. It's like, no, he just happens to be part of the lineage. Here he is.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think we need a new central modern day character to pick from their lineage.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit troublesome at this point, because like it's strayed so far from what the concept originally was, and it's been so long since it encompassed that concept that it's like, can you really go back to kind of scaling things down to being about one person?
I mean, or is there even anything consequential in the past that could like fill a story? So I haven't played Assassin's Creed Shadows. Is there any modern day bit to that?
I haven't played it either.
Damn it. Because I'm interested, I just don't have the money.
Yeah. For me, it's like, that's one of those ones where, yeah, I'm somewhat interested in checking it out, but like, it's one of those pick it up on sale type of deals.
Is it on sale? Let me... I mean, even if it is on sale, I still can't buy it because I don't have any money. But no, still $70. Yeesh.
Fiddle-dee-dee.
Unity's $5 though. Now, as a former fan, looking back, is there any game or any game in the series you'd recommend to like a newcomer?
Well, that's a funny thing. I'm not even... I hesitate to even say that I'm a former fan necessarily, so much as I'm a fan of parts of the series, and then after a certain point, I'm just like, yeah, that stuff you can throw in the bin. Like, that's difficult, because I feel like you kind of have to play all the games up to a certain point to get the most out of it, but I think as far as a mixture of gameplay and story, Brotherhood's probably the best. Because Assassin's Creed 2, I think, has a better story, but the gameplay doesn't feel as refined. And if you're just looking for, you know, something you can just sink 60 hours into and not have to worry about the story, Assassin's Creed 4.
That's a good... You know what? I actually fully agree.
Yeah. Because, like, I almost consider Assassin's Creed 4 not to be an Assassin's Creed game. To me, it's just that pirate game I like to play sometimes.
I'm the kind of guy that has to put the Altair outfit on every time.
Yep.
So I'm just like, I'm Altair on a boat. Whee! I think if I had to recommend one, I remember when the first Assassin's Creed came out, and I'm still blown away by like that kind of sudden technical jump that games took in terms of climbing.
Yep.
And so I'll be the hipster and be like, you got to play the first one first. But in my heart of hearts, the frustration that comes with how unrefined those climbing mechanics were for the first game makes all the other ones down the line easier.
Yeah, it's like that was a game that really blew my mind back in the day, and it's difficult because on one hand it's definitely worth playing if you get into the series overall, but it is a bit of a tough recommend for a couple reasons. Like, yeah, the unrefined... Oh, bang my desk. The unrefined climbing mechanics, and obviously the repetitive presentation style, how you have to do X amount of side missions to do a main mission.
Follow, listen in, kill.
Yep.
I will say that ending's fantastic, though, for the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Man, when are we getting a Subject 16 game? Like a full game?
In an alternate universe about 12 years ago, I think.
Oh, don't hurt me that way. Oh, no.
Well, it's kind of like how... It's kind of like how Sly Cooper fans want a Sly 5, and I've gone on record as saying that a Sly 5 could not work based on how Sly 4 ended. And it's like, but I would like to visit the alternate universe where it did happen, because I'd like to see how they... I'm going to say got out of their corner they wrote themselves into, or failed to do so.
Or watch, they just like pull like, oh, it never happened.
Yeah, I've joked about that, how they should just pull a Leisure Suit Larry 3 or no, Leisure Suit Larry 4, where it's just like, yeah, we got ourselves out of that situation. Now it's the game after. Because do you know about that?
So I have a confession to make. I've only ever played 2 Leisure Suit Larry games, and one of them was the one for the Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm. Well,
box office bust.
Well, I mean, I'm interested in them, so I've watched like some playthroughs and never played them myself. But Leisure Suit Larry 3 ends in such a way that kind of writes themselves into a corner. So they just skip to Leisure Suit Larry 5, and Leisure Suit Larry 5 is the search for Leisure Suit Larry 4.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh no, am I going to have to get into the Leisure Suit Larry series?
Yeah, that's just something you could get away with back in the 90s.
I need a movie that does that. Oh, Marvel should do that.
Reminds me of that one Simpsons clip where
let's go now.
No, I'm thinking of the bit where, this emergency exit is painted on. We're trapped. We're doomed. And it just cuts to a character in Mr. Burns' office like, well, I don't want to bore you with the details of our miraculous escape, but we really need to get a real fire exit. That's one of my favorite Simpsons clips ever.
I am always stuck on the I must go now. My planet needs me.
It's a versatile clip. It fits in so many different situations. It's like while playing Mortal Kombat 9, but also like just really any Mortal Kombat, sometimes I just have a joke where I'll just imitate Raiden, where it's like, I have to go now. I must consult the Elder Gods.
And then just bolt the lightning out of there.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's your favorite Mortal Kombat? There might be a wrong answer here.
I don't know. Like, the thing about fighting games is I love to play them, but I suck at them. So it's hard for me to know which one that I think is best of the ones that I've played. I have a soft spot for 9 because I really like the way it kind of adapts the first 3 games. I think 11's the worst one I've played because the story is a dumpster fire. I actually have a video coming out pretty soon about that because I played through the entire trilogy. I played through 9, 10, and 11 after playing through 1, which I just played through recently. And 11's a dumpster fire, but 9's really good. I also really enjoy 10 just because I felt like they were trying to do some new things, and they actually like were taking some bold steps forward. Even though Shinnok was a repeated villain, it was like, it's a villain we haven't seen in like 20 years. But I also need to play through the PS2 ones more thoroughly because I've played through Armageddon, but I haven't really played through Deadly Alliance or Deception. I've played I've sampled them, but I haven't really played them long enough to get a definitive opinion on them.
I think personally, in terms of gameplay, Armageddon's my favorite.
Oh yeah,
just because how weird it gets after a while of not only the sheer amount of characters, but the movesets and then the stages with the interactive elements. Like when I played that as a kid, it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna have a good match. It was like, I'm gonna shove you into that corner and figure out what that catapult does.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't play it as a kid, but I was when I was younger. Me and my siblings were hanging out like at one of our neighbors' houses, and he was a big gamer and like, you know, brought out Armageddon, and that blew my mind, especially like the whole, because I'd played Mortal Kombat 3 when I was super young because I had that on PC, and just seeing all these things I saw when I was super young on the PC but in full 3D, it blew my damn mind. Like knocking someone off a stage and then finding another sub-stage below it, that was awesome.
Now, do you have a favorite character, favorite combatant?
Oh god, there's so many. I think as far as recent adaptations, I'm really fond of what they did with Johnny Cage.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I like for how much the MK11 storyline's weird. I like the bizarre character development that he goes through with like dealing with his younger self.
Yeah.
He's like, God, I'm a douche.
Yeah. It's like I particularly like that line where it's like, Dad was an asshole, and Hollywood made us into an even bigger asshole. It's like dealing with a younger sibling or something.
I also like when they're talking to younger Sonya, and you're like, "You got with it?"
Yeah, it would have been a lot better if they actually had a voice actor who could emote worth a damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, sorry, Rhonda, I don't care if you're a fan. You suck. And then,
I'm gonna take you down, Kano.
Finds out she died. Son of a bitch, really? It's like, you want to maybe give that another go? It's still not as bad as Megan Fox in Mortal Kombat 1. Jesus Christ.
Yep. I will bleed you dry.
Ugh.
So my absolute favorite character in every game that he's appeared in, although I'm really mad at how he was used in MK11, I love Cyrax.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
But then they gave him what might be his coolest design in MK11, and then he's like, also, when I shut down the servers, I'm going to die and then be dead the entire rest of the story. It's like, oh, okay, thanks.
That's a recurring issue in that game where, I mean, on top of all the other recurring issues with that game where characters will show up, they'll do a thing, and then they'll just not show up. Like how, older version of Johnny Cage drives a tank around, like just gets all this shit done, and then he warps to the Shirai Ryu Temple, is never seen in the story again for like the 6 chapters that remained.
Now, I haven't seen the story of MK1 yet, although I have hopes.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. Well, it's one of those things that like I just haven't had the chance to play it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd really like to because I want to play Omni-Man. I like J.K. Simmons.
Yep.
And I also I love the character interactions between Omni-Man and Homelander.
Yep.
Just the fact that Omni-Man is taking none of his shit.
Well, I will say this. If you do like Cyrax and Sector, the Chaos Reigns DLC, I think, does them better justice than any other characters in that DLC.
Hold on, is it on sale? Hold on.
I think it's still on sale on PS5, I think. I'm not sure about PC.
Mortal Kombat 1, it's $50. Can I stand to lose that much money? Can I still pay my bill?
It'll go on sale again, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold out hope. Dude, oh my god, the expansion's $50 additional dollars?
Yeah, when I bought it, the complete edition was like $30 for everything. I bought that like a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
That's 30 Canadian, so probably like 25 USD.
Oh, here we go. I found an itemized list of like the DLC characters. Looks like I just have to shell out $8 for Omni-Man and then another 8 for Cyrax, and I'm set. I'm settled.
Yeah, no, just get the complete edition when it goes on sale. Like that's what I did for 11. That's what I did for 1.
Now, what's your favorite guest character?
Favorite guest character? And I need to like look up a list of guest characters, because obviously I'm a fond of Omni-Man because I'm a big fan of Invincible, but okay. Guest characters. Okay, there we go. There's a wiki entry for guest characters. We'll load. Conan, Freddy Krueger. Oh, wait a minute. Well, my favorite guest character, of course, Kratos. Like, no contest.
How did I guess that before you even said it?
I completely forgot he was even a guest character until I looked at this page.
The second the question left my mouth, I like looked down, like it's probably Kratos. It's Kratos.
Well, I am a self-identified God of War fanboy.
That, you know what? That's fair. I really like. So okay, I already liked the Predator, like his appearance in MKX, but I adore his ending. Have you seen it?
I have not.
The Predator, already the like apex hunter of most planets and dimensions, steals Shang Tsung's amulet and starts adding magic on top of the technology. Just phenomenal. I love it.
So what? He basically becomes like an interdimensional hunter looking for the greatest prey.
Literally goes to the chaos dimension and starts blowing holes through people.
That's great.
It's so cool, and like the minute I saw that, I'm like, okay, and like just now I'm like, great, now I have to reinstall MKX so I can get that ending again.
Yep. But yeah, as far
although I
sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say for when it comes to those endings, I wish it wasn't like the motion comic thing. I wish they had like full actual cutscenes.
Yeah, well, as the saying goes, wish into one hand, shit into the other, and let's see which one fills up first.
Joke's on you, I'm really good at both.
Well, you've thought circles around me.
I am a man of many talents. So, some would say I'm a savant.
Well,
oh.
Well, I would respond to that, but well, might accidentally say something to get this video demonetized.
I'm not monetized.
Oh, well, okay.
I don't make money from this show. I do it because I want to. I mean, God help me if I ever do get or if I ever do get monetized, because if somebody goes back and looks at my previous videos.
Well, I mean, I try and keep it pretty clean on the air or when I'm on record. But you know, sometimes I have a sailor mouth when I'm just casually speaking, even when I'm holding back, like, because I'm holding back just generally speaking when I'm like on record here. But like, yeah, I'll just the word "fuck" for me is like a full stop more than it is a swear.
What was it? What was it? There was a joke in like military terms how the word "fuck" just falls into the vocabulary to the point where it replaces the phrase like
Yeah.
Where's the fucking thing? The fucking
Yep. I wouldn't doubt it. Those people are under a lot of stress.
Yeah. But it occurs to me, I'm not sure how to refer to you. Is bacon okay? Can I refer to you as bacon?
I mean, yeah, if you want, like, because the thing,
Mr. Bacon.
the thing is, I've never gone by my real name under any of my iterations of YouTube channels. I always have
Yeah.
a pseudonym, just for the sake of my own like peace of mind. Under this particular channel, I go by Chris, Christoph Patrick
Okay.
Bacon, otherwise known as Chris P. Bacon.
That's okay. That's fucking phenomenal. I love that.
Yeah, well, that was another one of the things that kind of came pretty early into the YouTube channel. Was like, I thought of the name Christoph P. Bacon, and I'm just like, yeah, that's canon. That is canon now.
Well, Chris, we've actually just crossed the hour mark, and so I think we will begin to wrap this up. I do have 2 questions to sort of exit us out today.
Got your pull out game ready?
I won't call you later. It's fine.
Glad to see my attempts at humor are landing.
I need you to know it was like getting fucking uppercut. Just it just I wasn't anticipating it, man. Oh, so 2 questions to close us out today. Do you have a video on your channel that you're particularly proud of that you'd like to see in the what's the word I'm looking for? Description of this here video?
Yeah, there are 2 particular videos, both that came out this year, which I consider the best work I've ever done, which is my Legend of Spyro video and my Legend of Dragoon video, both legendary, I guess. Those are the 2 videos that I feel just I put my heart and soul into them, and I think they turned out really well.
Smell my pen stopped working. Come on, friend. I'm trying to write down a note. No. There we go. This is just enough to be legible. And the second question to get us out here would you be open to coming back as a return guest?
Well, you know, I had fun, so yeah, sure, why not? Probably not super often because I am a busy person, but you know, if you give me like a week's heads up, I should be able to make time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like to sort of gauge whether people would be open to coming back, like in like a future episode down the road.
Yeah. What other like guests have you had on that you think kind of stand out above the rest? I mean, sorry, what guests? I don't want to make myself out to be a particular exemplar, but
Which one is as good as me?
yeah. I don't want to sound egotistical. So what guests do you think kind of stand out above the rest that you've had?
Honestly, and I'm not pulling a like, oh, I can't pick a favorite sort of thing. It's like I've rarely had a bad guest on this show, and for differing reasons, whether it be topic of conversation, the flow of conversation, or just general demeanor. It's genuinely hard to pick. But honestly, like if I were to sort of reach back, like let's call it like 4 or 5 years ago, like a gentleman I had on by the name of Detective Romwell. He's the author of the April tapes. Wonderful guy. Had a really good conversation, and he actually called out something that I had brought up about my middle school years. I used to listen to Dane Cook, and he like got me on that one. Well, like all I said was like, yeah, I used to listen to this one comedian. I don't know if I should mention it. And he goes, I swear to God, if you say Dane Cook, and I started laughing.
Yeah, I had a friend in high school who was really big into Dane Cook.
It was like nowadays not so much, but it was my introduction into stand-up comedy at the time.
Well, hey, I mean, I used to be really big into Jeff Dunham, so you know.
And I'd say another standout, just for the sheer amount of effort it took not only to make the video, but to get the video onto the channel, was chatting with Trey and Josh from the CS podcast about 3 years ago. Because I don't believe... you know what? I haven't put it to recording, so here we are. It took a literal week to get the video up. And I don't mean... What's the word I'm looking for? For some reason, my editing software hated the fact that I was on camera. And so after editing together all the video, it took a literal week for it to just export.
Damn.
And I kept sending them updates, and I stayed like I would have my computer on, and I would just have the percentage bar just going, and I wouldn't play a game. I wouldn't do anything on my PC. I'm like playing on my PS4 the entire time. And I remember sending them this, in hindsight, probably terrifying coming from a masked man on the internet, but I sent them this cryptic ass video of, it's like 4 a.m, and I've been up all night waiting for it to get done exporting, and it's at 99%, and I take a video of it ticking over to 100 and finishing, and you could hear me almost start crying. Well, because I'd been up for like 24 hours plus just watching it.
Reminds me of a time I was playing Star Fox Adventures, and specifically the Test of Fear, or the Test of Courage.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was up until 5 a.m. that night.
Oy. I used to do that with Halo Reach. I had my Xbox 360 set to where it wouldn't turn off after a set amount of time. So I would play it and then fall asleep and wake up and then just hit pause and keep going. No wonder my sleep schedule is annihilated nowadays.
Preach.
But with that, Mr. P. Bacon, Mr. Chris B. Bacon, thank you so much for coming on. This has been an absolute blast. I've had a hell of a time talking to you.
It's been fun.
Absolutely. And wonderful party people at home, pretty please go check out Tactical Bacon Productions. Links will be provided in the description of this here video, along with the videos that were mentioned here. And again, Chris, thank you so much. This has been an absolute blast.
Thanks for having me. Good night from New York or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Saturday night, or it's Friday, isn't it? Oh God.
Yeah, I lose track of the days.
But with that, party people, this has been Demasked. My name is Fresman, and I'll see all of you next time.
Beep.